Jey Uso reveals shocking details about his match at WrestleMania 40 with his brother Jimmy Uso, saying that they didn't have as much time as what they wanted. Also, now with Ilja Dragunov dropping the title on NXT last night, could we see a main roster push for Ilja Dragunov coming really soon? We'll break it all down for you coming up on this episode of Wrestle Digest. But before we get into it, we gotta say that 89% of you guys watching these videos aren't subscribed to the channel. So if you're looking for a place for wrestling content here on YouTube, we're gonna be here every single day giving you updates, news, rumors, everything that's happening around the wrestling world. So you're not gonna want to miss out on that. So go down below and hit that subscribe button. But with that said, let's just get right into the main topic of the video today, which is Jey Uso reveals what happened at WrestleMania 40. And as we all know, Jimmy and Jey did face off at WrestleMania, which everybody was really excited for. But at the end of the match, a lot of people said it didn't play out the way that they wanted it to, and there was a lot of criticism behind this match. We finally got some clarification on why this match was maybe cut short, why it didn't play out the way they wanted it to. And Jey Uso said on a recent interview, he said, "I just said this to someone, I do kind of feel like we did let the people down." He says, yeah, because I wanted to go out there and have a straight up bang or two. I wanted to do the wrestling part, let alone make sure the emotion part was there. It was just a time issue. You've just got to play your position on the team. That's what happened, but I'm still happy that I got a singles match on WrestleMania with my brother. That's the big picture. So I'll always have me and him in the face-off at WrestleMania. I'm going to frame a picture. It's marked off our box. I just wish we could have went ham the way I know we can. And then he also clarified the time issue where he said, someone said, yo, they went over this many minutes, sorry, it's all good, he said, just go out there and handle business. So obviously, Jey Uso being very, respectful of the business here, knowing the way it happens with, sometimes people go over and it ends up having other matches being cut short and not playing out the way they wanted it to be. And now seeing that clarification, Brady, it really makes sense to why this match didn't play out the way a lot of people expected.
Well, yeah, I mean, we recorded videos about WrestleMania, and I mean, we've talked about it, and we said that this was going to be our match of night one. This was going to be the dark horse match of WrestleMania. And I mean, the match comes, and I believe, now correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe it was about a rough 10-minute match.
Yeah, it's around there.
Give or take
like 11, 12. You're around you're in the ballpark.
10 through 12-minute match. So anyways, that's not really enough time for a big WrestleMania concluded storyline. Now, no doubt the match itself was a bit stale. I had two issues with the match. The first one being there was zero interference from anybody else. Like, I know the time limit was there and everything, but I mean, come on, guys. We had Solo, we had Roman, Paul Heyman could have done something, even, like we mentioned Rikishi. That would have been real cool to seeing Rikishi back into the stage. But, it just would have been nice to see another character thrown into the mix, especially since my second point is the moveset that Jimmy and Jey have are very, very similar to one another. And, this worked phenomenal for them in the tag team division, I found. One of the greatest tag teams of the modern era. But you take them apart, and you have move versus move, it kind of comes down to like a Mortal Kombat combo, where it's just spam, 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 super kick party, poo, poo, po, po, rail. But, it could have been played out a little better, in my opinion. Sucks that Jey and Jimmy never got the time that they wanted for their match. But it's nice that they made peace with what happened and that they treasure the moment anyways for what it was.
Yeah, definitely. And it wasn't like this was a completely horror show of a match. It was still a decent match. It just didn't live up to the expectations that everybody wanted for this. Obviously, it was a big storyline with Jey turning on the bloodline and Jimmy staying there and not going with his brother. So this all culminated up to WrestleMania, which built up a lot of suspense for a lot of people, and they really want to see this resolved and kind of see Jey finish with the bloodline once and for all. So that really didn't happen. Like you said, we didn't see any interferences. Obviously, Roman was a busy man at WrestleMania, but like you said, we could have had somebody else come out. We could have had a Solo, a Rikishi, or whatever it may be. And one thing that we did talk about before WrestleMania was Rikishi saying he just didn't want the time to be cut short on this match. And what ended up happening was exactly that. It ended up cutting short. It was like a 12, 13-minute match. But like you said, it still was a decent match. It just didn't live up to all the hype that everybody had surrounding it. And with the movesets, I did enjoy, the super kickoff, I guess you could say. But I mean, it was a decent match. It just, got overshadowed by a lot of other stuff that happened at WrestleMania, in my opinion.
Yeah, and having the other matches beforehand go a little longer, that impacts obviously maybe what we could have seen. But I don't know. I don't necessarily think the match changes a big lot if there was more time added. Just because, again, the movesets were too similar. And, apart from the emotion, you got to be able to perform in the ring as well. And I know these two guys are capable of doing it. But when you got the same moveset, I don't know. It's just kind of... But that's just my opinion.
Yeah, and, I'd love to see these guys go face-to-face again. I think it could really be a banger of a match if they did give them the time limit. Maybe an Extreme Rules, maybe a Bloodline Rules. I think that kind of match could really suit both of these guys' movesets and stuff like that. Like, whether it's, putting them through a table with an Uso splash or a Samoan drop through the announce table or something like that. I feel like this match needed something like that to kind of push it over a little bit. But I at the end of the day, I think it was a decent match. I love Jey Uso. I love Jimmy Uso. The Usos are one of my favorite tag teams. And I really hope that we get to see them reunite. And with the draft coming up, it's really going to be interesting to see what happens with the Usos. But we're going to get into the second topic of the video today, which is Ilja Dragunov ready to dominate the main roster. And as we take a look here, this was last night at NXT where Trick Williams defeated Ilja Dragunov to become the NXT champion, which I'm really excited for. Obviously, big Ilja Dragunov guy as well. But as we see him sad, handing the title to Trick Williams, that leads to question, what's next for Ilja Dragunov? And this is one take I seen on Twitter from Pro Wrestling Finesse. They said Ilja Dragunov is definitely getting called up after dropping the NXT title. The main roster isn't ready for him. And Brady, I'm really excited for Ilja Dragunov potentially coming to the main roster. I really do think now that he dropped the title and the rivalry with Trick is in the past, I really do think maybe we see him drafted during the draft or called up to Monday Night Raw or SmackDown. I'm kind of leaning to the Monday Night Raw side because I think a Dragunov versus McIntyre, Dragunov versus Sheamus match could really be intense and a really good rivalry and a fantastic match.
All right, I have a take that's going to support that with your Raw take, but I just want to cover a little bit of ground before I go on about it. First of all, what a match last night. Both Dragunov and Trick Williams put on a heck of a show. Whoop that trick, let's go. I mean, he's finally done it. The crowd were behind him. The show of respect from Ilja Dragunov as well when Trick won the title. I really, really liked that, little kiss on the cheek, icing on top, in and out kind of thing. But definitely think Dragunov is ready for the main title. Not main title, not quite, but the main roster picture for sure. And now here's my theory. So I think on Friday, SmackDown is going to take Braun Breaker at number 1, and then Raw is going to take Ilja Dragunov at number 1 for them as well. So that's my theory. Let me know what you guys think down below about that. But just a little hot take I kind of thought up here while we were filming. So
yeah, definitely. I mean, I really like that theory. I really think Dragunov on Raw could really dominate over there, and I think he's way more than main roster ready. I think he could even maybe potentially compete for a mid-card title. I think, the way he comes out, he's kind of like leading the orchestra, the crowd, and then he, gets over the rope with the finger and the hard cam just zooms right in on him. I think that is an amazing show of character development for him, and I think this is really going to translate into the WWE. As we know, the fans love those kind of theme songs or gestures in the crowd that they can get behind a superstar with, and I really do think that this is going to translate over for Ilja Dragunov, and I think in a short amount of time, he's going to be propelled into some great matches. Obviously, being European, we have some great guys over on Raw, like I said, Drew McIntyre, Sheamus, we also got Gunther and Imperium, which could be a fun little rivalry, and I'm really excited to see what the future beholds for Ilja Dragunov, because I think he's a fantastic wrestler. He has a great finisher and signature move. The H-bomb and the Torpedo Moscow is just, they're just such good finishers, and they have such great names behind them, and I'm really excited to see what he can do in the future of being on the main roster.
Yeah, I really like that Gunther take as well. You know, a lot of history between these two guys. I don't know if you guys know or remember, but Dragunov was the one to take the UK title from Gunther way, way back when. So a lot of history between those two characters. And as we know, power doesn't panic. So I can't wait to see what's next for Ilja Dragunov. It's going to be sweet.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in the same boat here. And we want to hear from you guys down below in the comment section. Are you excited for Ilja Dragunov to come to the main roster? Because we certainly are here on the channel. And let us know your takes on the Jimmy and Jey Uso match at WrestleMania. Do you think it was a solid match? Do you think maybe it could have done better? And what could they have done better to make it a great match? Let us know down below. We're going to get into everybody's favorite topic here on the channel, which is comment of the day. And the comment of the day today goes to Love and Grace. They say, I loved that when she went into the crowd talking about Becky Lynch when she celebrated with the crowd, and he said, it was my favorite part in a while from the show. WWE haven't developed that many women to be champion other than the men. And Brady, I think this is a pretty violently hot take here. I think that the WWE has done really well in developing female superstars. Obviously, my favorite one, Tiffany Stratton. Obviously, we have Jade, Cargill, Bianca Belair, Bayley, and Alexa Bliss. The list goes on and on and on.
Yep, I mean, Damage Control. I mean, they've been pushed pretty well lately and doing good form. You know, you got those guys, and Liv Morgan is back now. And for crying out loud, man, they got Rhea Ripley. You know, I mean, she's hurt right now, but mommy's always on top. So, you know, there was some great development there. Disagree with your take, but love your enthusiasm to comment nonetheless.
Yeah,
what do you guys think?
We always love seeing your guys' comments, whether we agree with them or not. But we're gonna let you know on the next episode when we see it. But like you said, Brady, I think the problem with the whole Becky Lynch thing, I do enjoy that she's champion again because I am a big fan of the man. I have been ever since she was the steampunk Becky. So it's great to see her as champion yet again. But I think what happened here is that SmackDown's females roster is so much stronger than Raw's. So when they had to vacate the title, you know, there's only a couple of members on that roster who could be suited to be a champion. So I think that the draft is going to fix this, and I think there's going to be a great feud that builds up between Becky and somebody maybe coming over from SmackDown. But like you said, we love hearing your guys' takes on everything we talk about down below in the comment section. So make sure down below, leave a comment on this video, and you might be featured on the next comment of the day. And if you enjoyed this one, make sure down below, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Like I said, we're going to be here every day bringing you WWE, AEW, wrestling content, so you're not going to want to miss out on that. So go down below and hit that subscribe button. And if you want to check out a video we did yesterday, it'll be popping up on your screen right now. But as always, I've been your host, KC, alongside my co-host, Brady. We'll catch you in the next one.